going on?
Kaden couldn't be here today, so I got a feeling. My best friend Dakota.
What's up? I really don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to try and make it work. Try to be entertaining as much as we can, I guess.
Yeah, we're going to ramble. That's what we do. That's what this podcast is about.
May hear some good stories in there. I don't know. It's to be determined.
So, let's start with how we met.
All right. So, we didn't like each other at all from the get-go.
Grade A, 100% beef.
You know, Jordan isn't the nicest person to like, and you know, I didn't like him. You know, I thought he was full of himself, and
I'll steal him off on someone in the set.
he still is kind of full of himself. But so we didn't mesh real good, and I guess what started the beef, then broship, the whole.
Dude, I have no idea where.
The 9th Street where there was a gathering at my place, and then the woman you were seeing at the time did not like me.
I didn't like her either. Especially at that time, I was sick. And she's like, "I need your help," and I was like, "No."
So he lived like 2 houses down from me, and we like hate each other. Like it was on site, we'd mug each other when we were passing each other's house. It was just how it was. We didn't like each other, but. The girl I was talking to at the time and the girl he was talking to at the time,
his baby mama,
were, yeah, his, not mine. I don't no kids yet, but
we got the same birthday.
Anyways, so we were having a little social gathering at my house, just a few of us. Well, his baby mama was hanging out with my girl at my place, and she didn't like what I had to say, so I told her she could go sit on the porch until we were done hanging out, and then she could leave with her friend. And she didn't like that and didn't believe I was going to put her outside, so I had her leave the house, and she sat on the porch, and then she told me she was going to get her man's, this guy, to beat me up, and I told her, good, I don't like his ass anyways, he can come get these hands. And so I went to school that Monday expecting to give some hands. And pretty much just a bunch of mean mugs. Nothing really happened. And then a couple weeks go by, and a bunch of us are going to go play tackle football down the street.
Oh, and this was our chance. We were going at each other.
Yeah, so it was me and a bunch of guys I hung out with, and one of them wanted to invite Jordan, and I was totally against it, but I was like, you know, fuck it. Tell him to come on. And so we played football, and I didn't like it because I didn't like him. And somehow...
Daddy, if you want, Ava's sick, so if you want, you can come check on her.
I sure will.
Because, like, she's in the bath right now.
Are you going to go say hi?
Yeah, and she wants me to talk to her, so I am. She threw up.
Oh, poor baby.
Right by your bed, and she said she threw up in it. Mommy can't find it. Be careful sleeping.
Hey, hit that light. There we go. That looks a lot better.
I don't know where we were at. A couple weeks past.
Football.
Oh, yeah, we played football, and so now it's time to go back to my house, and everybody wanted them to come over, so I was like, I guess fuck it, whatever. So,
dude, and like, to be fair, I was pretty opposed of it too, and
we just kept mean mugging each other the entire time. But
for a little while, it wasn't the entire time. We ended up being like damn near best friends at the end of that night. It was pretty close.
He don't know. He was too drunk to know.
Dude, I was toe up.
But it was there. Either way, so my house was kind of the hangout then. Like, a bunch of my friends were just pretty much lived with me. And so everybody was going to stay the night. It was the weekend. We had acquired some adult beverages. But
we were pretty good at that, too.
Yeah, we were pretty sly with that. And so, of course, everybody's wanting to stay the night. And then they want Jordan to stay the night, too. And I'm like, fuck. I really don't want him to stay, but I was being a pushover and let him stay. So
yeah, my cousin Michael was like, yeah, come on, bro. We're just going to hang out. It'll be a good time. And then I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. It seems like a setup to me. And so, like, honestly, after that day, we hung out more than me and Michael did. So I don't know what happened, but Michael quit coming around Dakota. Dakota kept having me around for some reason. And I don't know. I didn't see much more of Michael after that for some reason. Weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, but so it's funny because even my mom pulled me to the side and was like, "You sure you want him to stay the night?" Like I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Sure." Then we had a good night and stuff happened, and we ended up becoming best friends at that point. And he was the ride or die. We got a lot of intense stories, incriminating stories.
Incriminating stories. Yeah. So like, at what point in time in your life, like, if you could put a country song right now on the time of your life you're in right now, what country song would it be?
I'm not good at picking stuff on the fly.
Bro, come on, we're fly fishing.
Just like to describe my life at this point, or
Yeah.
just a song I enjoy. I don't know.
Yeah, like what would describe you? Because mine definitely is Toby Keith. I ain't as good as I once was. Like, because in my head, I like to still think I can fight, but I'm 100% like not confident in myself fighting anymore. I don't want to.
No, we're getting old. Let's stay on that topic because I'm realizing very fast that I'm not as good as I once was myself. Before, we used to have some ragers and be ready to just rock and roll the next day. Now, if I have 2 beers, 2 talls, I need a couple hours the next day to get it back together.
Dude, I can drink like 3 to 4 beers and be fine, but like if I go over that, the next day I'm fucking miserable. I don't even like to drink no more.
Yeah,
I feel so shitty the next day.
So I'm an alcoholic, so I still do. I still like to drink, but I definitely can't put them back like I used to, and I cringe at the sight of liquor.
Dude, I'm glad I didn't get myself to that point. I still can't drink tequila to this day, but I still like to drink whiskey. If I drink, I like to drink whiskey or beer. Dude, and it's so funny because we used to drink like vodka and stuff forever. Like, and then for some reason one day we were like, dude, let's go get a 12-pack. Or no, it was a case because it's me, you, and Aaron. Yeah,
so that whole deal was, it got expensive, I think, for us, and we drank that High Life because it was so damn cheap, and because Dad drank that, so I tried it one time. I was like, damn, this is like water. I could drink this because we was just straight liquor heads. And then from there, it was like, it's so much cheaper to buy beer, so we would just stock up on beer instead of bottles. So
yeah, no, it really wasn't that expensive for us to drink though either, because we drank like Heaven Hill rum and.
We really just got whatever we could get a hold of. At first, we were a little picky, flavored vodkas.
Plus, it got kind of hard to find. I don't know why. It was hard to find people to buy this liquor, but there were people that had beer.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. My dad always had beer in his fridge.
Yeah. So did ours. Remember that one time we got in trouble, and so so the way my old house was set up is my brother's room was right like in front of me. And then I had the back room, and then we had a basement that we had tricked out. We had, like, the man cave and stuff, and then we had, like, the back laundry room. So we pretty much had, like, the whole back of the house to ourselves. So we would just, like, wait for the parents to go to bed, and we'd just turn up. And the house was big enough, and, like, they had air on and everything. So we could be pretty obnoxious, and they wouldn't wake up. But one night we were drinking, and it was funny because Jordan was passed out on the ground with just shorts on, and he had a bottle of something in one hand, and then he had like a whole deal of Sunny D, and it was like Everclear and Sunny D.
It wasn't Everclear. It was vodka. I couldn't do Everclear because of that one night. We tried to do that.
Yeah,
and
no,
that was a never after that.
I was a big Everclear guy. That was even cheaper than beer for me, but. Anyways, he's like passed out on the ground, like sprawled out in my room, and he's got like liquor in one hand and big old like Sunny D in the other. And I'm like, we got like nightstand by like my back room, and it's like plumb full of empty beer cans. And I'm sitting there talking on the phone with my girlfriend, and then you just see the back door to my room open up, and then my dad peeks his head in, and he kind of like looks at the beer, looks at me, looks at Jordan, and kind of does that a couple times, and then I'm like, oh, shit. And then he closes the door and walks away, and I'm like, that did not just happen. And then so Aaron was like in the other room doing whatever he's doing. He came in and I was like, hey, like Dad just came in here and he didn't say anything. And he was like, hell yeah. And then we finished the night. And the next day we got up, went and had breakfast, our usual routine, morning breakfast or whatever.
Usually it was that we didn't go to sleep.
Yeah.
We just went to had an excuse to go to McDonald's. That's
For
why
sure.
we was up, was to get breakfast first.
Yeah, we tell parents that we just got up early to go get breakfast when really we hadn't slept yet. But so I tell him, and anyways, next day we get up, have breakfast, and then come back to the house, and happen to be walking through the living room, and I see my dad drinking Miller High Life, which I had a little mini fridge underneath my desk in my room, and that's where you keep all the beer, and we usually get enough beer to last us Friday and Saturday night. But he's drinking High Life, and I was like, I didn't notice any beer in our regular ice box, so I opened it up. And there's no beer in there, but my dad's drinking, and I'm like, seems a little suspicious. So then I go in my room and check my mini fridge, and there's probably like 4 or 5 beers gone. And then my dad calls us into the living room, and he was like, pretty much made us do chores and drank all our beer all day. So by that night, we didn't have any more beer left, and we had done a bunch of chores. And
yeah, and he sat there and watched us while drinking it.
while drinking our beer,
Smirking.
every bit of it. Fucking dick.
Yeah. It was funny though. It wasn't funny. We was scared to death.
It sucked. No, I was mad. We literally would scrounge up enough money to get like enough beer for Friday and Saturday night turn up, and he fucking drank all our Saturday beer, bastard.
How dare you take away from our illegal activities?
He knew how to get us. He knew where to hit us, where it hurt.
Yeah. Dude, your dad was such a trip too. At night, like before we'd go to bed and shit, that motherfucker would be drinking scotch or whatever it was.
Smoking his
cigar.
pipes. He had a little pipe collection.
His fucking Russian hat and his
yes,
stiletto. What are you? Or
his freaking Russian. He had like the little hat, whatever it's called, the little deal, and he would use his little.
It folds up. It's got the front and the 2 sides.
Yeah, and he would have a Russian accent. He was very good at accents, and Russian was one of them. I remember one night, I think we came home, and I was actually talking on the phone with Jaylene. Me and her had like probably been dating a couple months, and then not even that, probably a month, and then we come in and my dad's like drunk and he's got his little Russian cap on. He's got this little bayonet and he's like trying to chase us down with this little bayonet, and he's like, we're all hiding, trying not to laugh. I'm like on the phone with my girlfriend, new girlfriend, and he's like hunting us down with this little knife, and we're all hiding from him, and he gets all of us, and then he pulls us in the room and he sees me on the phone and he's like, who you talking to? And I'm like, oh, it's Jaylene. And then he's like, let me see the phone. So he snatches the phone from me and he was like, who is this? And then you can hear mumble something. And then he was like, what is it? Said some other girl's name. And then he was like, good luck, and hands me the phone back. And then as soon as I get on the phone, she's yelling at me. He's wild. Wild.
Dude, I miss that house still to this day, man.
Yes.
We had so much fun there.
Every time I come or go to Clinton, I gotta drive by it, reminisce a little bit.
Dude, that bat cave, though.
The bat cave.
Unspeakable.
Yeah. I don't know how Aaron slept in there. I don't think I could have slept in there, but he enjoyed it.
I don't know how we survived the bat cave.
I don't know either.
I don't know how deep you're going to get into that, but...
we can, full send, I don't care. You can... Tell away.
The old duster days.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I plead the fifth. But James, I don't know. Are we allowed to throw people under the bus?
Yeah, we can. I'll tag him in it.
Fucking yeah. So we got a buddy, James. We won't say last names. If you know us, you probably know him. But he used to get a little too litty titty on the air duster, And he like, most people are like smart enough to like stop, like, okay, like I can't feel anything anymore. I should probably stop hitting this. No, not him. He'd just keep hitting it. It was like muscle memory or something. And he'd just be dumb, like drooling on himself, like skitzing out. And you'd like try and take the can from him. And he'd try and like wrestle you away from it. And he's like decent sized boy. Like, you gotta actually tussle with him.
Yeah, he's a big old boy.
Anyways, so it like get to the point where we'd have to like beat the shit out of him just to get him to get rid of the air duster can, so like he would not kill himself. But so there's one night he gets like stupid like this, like crazy, like we literally had to take it from him, and he's like being loud and obnoxious, and we're like, all right, it's time for you to go to bed. Like we gotta get you in bed. So we were gonna take him downstairs and put them on our futon, because we had a futon downstairs for people to stay, or us to stay down there, depending on circumstances. But we go to take him down there, and we like start going down the stairs with him. Who was actually carrying him down the stairs?
When he jumped?
When he jumped.
No, that was when we had another friend that was having a little an entanglement downstairs, and someone was having an entanglement upstairs, and then we took it from him, and we had it in our pocket. And, well, what had happened is this motherfucker pulls it, like, we were locked out from upstairs, and this motherfucker pulls it out of Aaron's pocket. No, he pulled it out of a pocket.
Someone's pocket.
And he took that bitch to the dome and jumped from the top stairs. He like did a twinkle toe twist on his toe and just fucking flew.
Broke the plaster on my concrete wall in the basement, and was like out cold.
From the top step, this motherfucker like, all right, look. So this is reenaction. Like, he's facing this way, right? And he gets up on one foot, turns, and then just like face the concrete wall. Dude,
like
was crazy.
Just like that. There's surprisingly, we've done a lot of stupid stuff, but I've never thought, oh shit, someone just died until that night.
And he still got the shit beat out of him because he was being too loud.
Yes, we were awful people. We were awful people, but
don't take away that we love him to death and we do anything for him.
Yeah, he's a real badass now. He's hard ass. We used to beat the shit out of him. Now he's pretty tough. Don't fuck with him. But
and if you do fuck with him, you will have to fuck with us too.
But yeah, no. So like he does this stage dive, face plants, knocks out, and then he like wakes up and does this most obnoxious like moans, yell. I don't even know what you call it. And, like, won't stop. And, like, I have parents upstairs asleep. Like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And he just did a suicide jump into the, like, wall. And is now just, like, like the top of his lung. It's, like, it's literally sounded like that. And you couldn't get him shut up. So then, of course, we have to, like, snap him out of it with punches and kicks.
Yeah. It was for his own good.
And then we finally get him up, and he's had a head injury, and we think it's just a good idea to put him on the futon and let him go to sleep. So that's what we did, and we left him down there, and we went back to doing.
If Ramon was watching, he fell off the Johnny's top bunk.
And yes, to this day, that's the story. He fell off the top bunk and hit it on the side railing. So
he's an angel. He didn't do air duster.
But yeah, definitely. But that's the first time I ever seen someone with not just a black eye, but an entire black face. Like, the whole half of his face when he came to school Monday was, like, black. Like, one solid bruise.
Dude, it was nuts, man. Yeah, that basement was... There's some memories there.
I'm
Dude,
surprised we didn't kill him. He got abused a lot, but... Yeah. That house, definitely lots and lots of memories. Beer pong, nutball.
Fuck nutball. It was fun, though. Throwing it, at least.
Yeah.
Receiving was never fun.
I don't know why we did that. There's no monetary gain for it.
Now I can honestly say that I have balls of brass and nerves of steel. They're calloused so much from nutball.
Yeah, it's probably why I don't have a child at this point. Probably. In all
I think mine's
honesty.
from radiation. Just kidding. They're mute. Yeah. I got too much.
Duds. I got duds. But yeah.
So you're street racing now.
Yeah. So yeah, I've always really been into cars. I just never had anybody that like showed me anything. Like my grandpa was like real big into it, but of course he lives in Texas, and then my other grandpa was kind of into it for a while, but by the time like I was old enough, he wasn't really into it anymore. But moved up to the city, started working on cars and stuff, and got clicked up with some people and kind of helped them with their cars. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I want my own car. So bought my buddy that I like helped with his car. He decided he wanted to sell it and get a different car. So at the time, I was trying to build a little V8 S10 truck, and then that came up for sale, and I was like, you know what, this thing's fast already. I just got to put a motor and trans in it and go. So I ended up buying that and getting rid of my little S10. So I got a little 91 Fox body Mustang. It's got a 408 LS motor in it with a bunch of nitrous. We go street racing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's when I get time, I try to mess with it. It's pretty well known. We've had pretty good success. The first month I had it together, we went to a couple races and won like $3,500 that month.
Shit.
So yeah, and then I tried out some more street racing, and that kind of was got a little in over my head. I most people are smart and they just start out with a little hot rod, nothing crazy, and they kind of build up to the fast shit. And I was just like, nah, fuck this, full sin. Let's just go straight to the fast shit.
All or nothing.
So a guy who had really not made any super fast passes, I think I'd been to the track like 2 or 3 other times and ran like 1150s, 12s, which is at the track is like a walk in the park, Street and track, it's like a big different. Like the same car on the street is going to feel like crazy wild, and then at the track it's going to be like, oh, this thing's a dud. But anyways, so I'd been in like maybe 2 or 3 passes in a mild built car, and then I got this super competitive, like, high powered car, and then I was like, oh, this can't be hard, this will be easy. And I jumped in and was like, I'm going to do a first pass in the car, like me driving it. So I've had my buddy that used to own the car drive it a few times at a few events just because he was used to it and whatnot. But first time I got in the car, we were making a pass on a street. We're not going to say where, so we're not self-incriminating. But went to make a pass on the street. It was super sketchy road. I literally hadn't even drove the car yet, and I'm like strapped into this thing on a sketchy street with like 250 shot of nitrous on this thing. So this, like, you're talking like maybe 800 horsepower this thing's making. And this was my first pass on it. So I'm like, all right, if you think we're ready, I'm ready. And he's like, yeah, just hold it straight. And I'm like, okay. So I mat this thing. I got a trans brake so I can stall it up pretty high. It'll leave like really hard. So like mat this thing, I go, and it's like yank the taste out of my mouth, like, holy shit, what is this? And so I'm all out of it, and sure enough, it gets all wonky. There's like bumps in the road, so I hit the first bump and it got all squirrely, and I'm still full pedal, so I got all the nitrous going to it, and it got a little swirly, and I went curb surfing. It was an expensive lesson there. Had to replace 2 wheels and put a new steering gear in it because I like hopped on a curb at like 80 miles an hour. Rims really down. Yeah, it's.
Oh, that's fair.
91 Fox body. Yeah, but
aim for the crowd.
So that was my first take at that, and then I started racing at the track, and it's pretty quick. Like I haven't turned it all the way up, but I've been, I don't know, like it's hard. Most people that aren't like car people know like quarter mile times.
Right.
But like, so my car's set up for 1/8 mile. That's mostly street racing stuff, and that's what it's kind of built for. But like, I've been like like 560s on it at the track in the 8th, and so it's like it'd be like an 850 pass quarter mile for like so it's
good.
It's fucking
fast.
it's really fast, but yeah, so I've been getting used to it and learned my lessons. Definitely don't build a car that's super fast if you ain't been driving pretty rowdy cars before.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything. You got to ease into it. It's something you got to build up to.
I've never been good at just easing into stuff.
No, it's hard not to, especially like if you have the time and the money to do it, and you're like, fuck it, I want fast now.
Yeah, but and it's like it wasn't so much like I'd been hanging around all these people that were going super fast. To me, that was like if you didn't go that fast, it was slow.
Yeah.
And like to them, they like worked up to that, so that was slow. But for me, that probably wasn't slow.
Right. Yeah.
For me, but so it's been taking a little longer to get used to the car, but we've been winning some races. We gotta try and switch it up. I think we're gonna put some like different wheels on it or something, so we're less conspicuous. Everybody's starting to figure us out. Can't get no side bets or anything at the races. We went to Hinton this last week, and they have like the Hinton street races, and so they were throwing a big old fit. They didn't want us in true street class. It's a big old long deal, but there's never been a time on that class, and then all of a sudden someone got bumped up to my class and then decided there needed to be a time on it when really he was just slower, and he wanted us to all slow down for him, make him more competitive. But I'm like, what's the point of that? Like, get a better car.
Yeah.
Like,
I worked for this.
But
fucking race.
But we won, and it was cool, and we got paid. Got some more racing this weekend, but
get that bread, get that head, and leave.
Yes. We trying to get up out there when we done.
Yeah, man.
We ain't staying in no hotels. We ain't letting no one follow us. We got too much cash on our hand to be hanging out.
We stay strapped, son. No, I don't go with them, but I'm always there in spirit.
You dig?
With a strap.
For real. No, it's pretty chill. No one really gets rowdy. You see a lot of like video depictions of people just wilding out, fighting and stuff. It's usually everybody's pretty cool with each other. There is some times where it gets like a little heated, but most of the time I haven't been to a race where people just brawled. But
it'd be cool to see though.
If they want to smoke, they can get it.
It's free.
So I'm always game. I'm a little rowdy. I try to slow down nowadays. Think about it.
Yeah.
But I'm still rowdy.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. Sometimes you gotta be. Dude, like going from the oil field to home and trying to be patient with little humans compared to humans that are in the oil field that are stupid sometimes.
Yes.
Dude.
Just going from the oil field to a normal job in general is a tough transition.
Yeah, I went oil field stay-at-home dad. That shit's, dude, it's so much harder. Like, dude, like it's like Kaden said. I think one of the first weeks we were like transitioning is so much harder. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, cause I can't use my words like I want to, or well, like how I not like necessarily how I want to, but how I know how to. Like, man, I'll take one of them hands to the cattle guard, but the girls I gotta be like, all right, listen here, sweetie, we gotta do better.
Better get some act right.
Yeah. So
my patience is wearing thin.
So like one of the biggest deals like me and Amari have when like we're butting heads, like. Cause I'm hard on her, like I'm not a dickhead to her by no means, but like I'm like, dude, like do you understand why I'm riding you like I am? Like I see so much better in you than you do yourself, like because you are so hard on yourself and you're not putting in the effort.
Yeah.
Like, this is something you got to build up to.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, for sure.
For sure, man.
But,
you ever gonna have kids?
Eventually, we'll see. She's got the little deal in her arm right now, so
pull it out.
It's expensive.
And then don't pull out.
It's expensive. I think I still shoot duds.
Shit.
I ain't never pulled out unless still ain't got
I
nothing
worked
in
with
the
this guy in X-ray. He always said, "Oh, I don't." He said, "I'm sterile," and this motherfucker would go raw dog the nastiest girls, like bro, like just a sick little fucker, man. And dude, and Turns out he's not. He had a kid not too long ago, which thankfully I don't think it was with one of them. Maybe not, but I don't remember. I know he has a kid. And she's a beautiful little girl.
Yeah.
But he's not sterile because it looks just like him.
Oh, I'm sure I can reproduce, and just we've always kind of been on something. And I don't know. We talked about like maybe after undergraduates, and we're kind of there, and now we're kind of like, well, I don't know. We're thinking about. I'd like to buy a house like next year. I'm in a rental lease right now, but we're leaning towards having a house bought by the end of this lease, and then maybe going from there.
Dude, you have to have a foundation for a family. If you want to give us a chance, or you're gonna be chasing your tail your whole life. Man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Me growing up, and I think you growing up too, is like parents had to struggle so much to just provide for us, and I don't want my kids to struggle. And I've had a lot of people tell me, well, you'll step up, you'll figure it out. I know that, but I'd like to be. I don't want to stress about it, I want to be established.
To do the best for you and your child with as least, the least amount of load that you can put on yourself.
And like right now, I just work all the time, and it's like I don't see that stopping real soon.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that dad that's always gone and not able to do stuff.
Absolutely, man. That shit sucks. And like I'm guilty. I've been that dad, and I don't want to be that dad anymore. I think that's why I've taken on this podcast and my streaming and stuff is just to try to be home. I've enjoyed being home with my kids. It's just a whole different lifestyle.
For sure. Yeah, no, definitely. I think in the near future, probably be popping out one.
Yeah.
A boy. We ain't doing no girls around here. I leave that to Jordan. They keep telling me to stop saying that, but I'm telling you what.
You wouldn't know. Like a boy and a girl is I already know, like, me and my boy's relationship is going to be so much different than my daughter's, because my daughters think I hung the moon, and, like, I baby them so much. But I have a boy, I'm not going to give him that chance. The poor guy, like, he's going to... Yeah. I'm not going to, like, be hateful to him, but I'm going to try to...
You can be stern.
Build him a strong foundation.
Yeah. I definitely want boys, though, for sure. I don't know if I can handle girls.
Dude, it's scary as shit, bro. Like, just seeing how, like, teenagers are nowadays.
I know.
The culture is so bad. Like, it's such a hoe culture.
It's like hard. It's like hard to want to bring a fucking child up and how it is now, and it's like...
Yeah. But, I mean, we just have... As a dad that has girls, like, I just have to make sure that I'm leading them in the right way. And, like, make sure that they know that
definitely
that's not how the world works. You don't just throw your fucking kitten around just to be validated.
I feel like it's hard, though, because you can't be too overprotective, because then they're just going to be like, I'm going to rebel. But then it's like, you don't want to be slouched either, because that could be negative, too.
Yeah,
so, like...
Dude, it's hard, man. Like, cause like even thinking about, like even talking about it a little bit, like I get frustrated because like those are my babies. Like those are my little girls, those are my babies. But I mean, I may give my son a high five, call it what it is.
Yeah.
My wife is damn near gonna be easier on them whenever they get to that point in their life than I will be.
Yeah.
Cause I'm trying to preserve their innocence, cause those are my babies.
Yeah, and we've all been young teenagers, and we know what they think.
Boys are disgusting.
And it's like you can't. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard. I always joke around and say I'll bring home some other boy before I bring home a little girl, but it's funny. Bring home a little.
Dude, like I just gotta really scare the shit out of everybody.
See, I feel like with like boys though, like I feel like with boys you can just put like the fear of God in them, like not like to where they're scared to do anything, but like you can be like you can scare them to the point where they're gonna be like they're all gonna have a little. But I feel like with us, like I mean,
didn't care.
Like, but no, and for the most part, like I stayed pretty straight. Like, yeah, we did some stuff, but like I was respectful,
Absolutely.
And I knew the time and the place. Like I knew.
Right.
And looking back, we did do a lot of stupid stuff, and it was like, but boys will be boys,
Yeah.
But I feel like my dad instilled enough like of that fear, like, hey, you better, you're not gonna fuck up type deal. And so I feel like it's easier with boys. With girls, it's like you're a pushover.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm gonna push over with your girls when I see them, and then like Johnny, his little girl, like I just about do anything for that little girl.
Absolutely, man.
And your girls too. Like their girls are so hard. You can't be mean. I don't think I could ever like spank a little girl.
Dude, and like I'm like rough with them, but I'm not like mean to them. Like dude, I'm kind of scared to be a dad to a boy right now because all I know is girls, and like they're easy because like they love me. That's all they need from me is love.
They're easy now. They're gonna grow up.
Yeah, but fuck, dude, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna save because like I'm so good to them now. I'm gonna have to save hitting them for later in life.
I see you. I see your strategy there.
So like they're like, oh dad, he's this, and then they're gonna come home with a boy, and I'm beating his ass, and then I'm getting my belt, and I'm beating her ass. And yes, if you come say something to my daughter, please do, because I'm gonna be shitty to your son, and there's nothing you're gonna do about it.
Yeah. Just.
But I will do something if you do something to my daughter. I swear to God. And yes, it is a double standard.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't care.
But moral of that story, I'm sure will be popping out some soon.
Yeah, man.
It's just been like up until this point. It's like, well, she hasn't been like for sure where we're gonna with her career path. She hasn't been really for sure where we're gonna be or where she's gonna go to school. So we haven't known. It's been kind of oblivious to where we're gonna be, and now we're kind of getting to that point, and she's starting to like, and she still doesn't have it all figured out, but she's starting to get an idea of like where she wants to be, what she wants to do, and so it hasn't been a big deal, because we weren't ready, but so.
Hey, that's okay. There's nothing. You never rush it. Like there's always a time. And it'll be perfect.
And a lot of people say that you're never going to be ready to have kids, which is true. No one's ever fully ready, but it's like I would like to be a little more prepared. It's like, I don't want to be, all right, surprise, now figure everything out 9 months, I'd rather be like have some kind of...
4 of those.
Some,
Do you?
Some kind of like structure there.
For sure.
For sure.
I've been watching much sports.
No.
Too busy, man.
Yeah, dude, work has been crazy. So I was working at that dealership in Norman, and I don't know what it is between Edmond and Norman. Like Norman, I think there was a bunch of different combinations there. I think, management had something to do with it. Our advisors not wanting to sell stuff, and I think our customers were kind of trained to expect everything be free or helped out, and it was just like it was hard. It was really hard to make money over there, and I was like kind of getting burnt out. And I'm like, dude, I love working on cars. Like I've always been into cars, and like even though I like go balls to the wall like every day and work way more than I should, I still like enjoy it. Like, I'll get frustrated from time to time. Like come on, I need some my own time, but I still do it. At any point I could be like, I don't want to do that.
That's a hobby though. That's because you enjoy it. Like you get frustrated because shit does get difficult, and it makes it like unenjoyment for that split second. But once you figure it out, you're like, fuck yeah, let's fucking get it. I'm the greatest.
Yeah, but and you're always. I think another thing I like about it is you're always learning. Like from when I started, like I've been looking at it a lot because when I first started, a bunch of people would want me to like work on their stuff, and like I was just like figuring it out, and like now it's like the stuff that I was doing back then is like cake. Like I can do just about anything on a car at this point and be confident and figuring out fixing it right. And it's like, but there's still stuff like the other day I had a weird noise on a car, and it was like. It sounded like it was from the valve train, like from what I could hear. Dig in there, can't find anything. Another older guy we got in the shop that's been doing it 30 years walks up and he was like, oh, check this. And sure enough, checked it, and that's what it was. But it's like, now, like, I think with mechanicking, like, it's a lot of learning by experience. Like you figure out stuff and then you can relate back to it. So it's like, but there's always more stuff to learn. And then with cars now, they're crazy. They're like pretty much like driving computers now. And there's multiple computers and they all want to talk to each other. And it's like, you do a lot of electrical diagnosis nowadays. Whereas
that just seems like that would get frustrating.
And it does. The deal that kind of keeps you sane with that, and now that I've gotten older, I've kind of like got to enjoy doing electrical deal. Cause like even with my race car, like I have, I'm always fixing electrical stuff on it too. So it's like I've kind of gotten to the point where I enjoy it, but I also don't want to do it all the time. But you kind of the advisors there and we have a dispatcher. They're really good about like breaking it up. So they'll give you a gravy job, that keep you motivated, get you some hours, and then they'll give you like something like wonky, like electrical issue, and then you figure it out, and then it's like
something for so long.
And that was another deal with that other dealership I was working at. It was like I was constantly like I was low man on the totem pole there, so like all they weren't good at dispatching work, so it wasn't real fair. So you had like all these older guys getting the gravy, the stuff that gets you hours and keeps you motivated, where I was sitting there ticket after ticket was like crap. It was like pain in the ass. It got to where like I didn't like going to work. Sometimes I'd mosey into work 9 o'clock, and I was supposed to be there 7:30, and then I'd leave at 5, and then it got to where like I wasn't making enough money, so I was literally going in working from 7:30 to 5, and then I would turn around and like do side work from 5 to like 10 o'clock at night just to like make the extra money I needed to get by. It sucked because like I knew I loved working on cars, but it was like I wasn't making no money, and I was told differently. I was like told, hey, you can make a lot of money working on cars, and I wasn't. And I was like, this is some bullshit. And then I finally just got fed up with it. One day I was mad, stuff wasn't going my way, and one of the guys I worked with had worked for another guy, this service manager I work for now, and he's like, dude, I think you really would like working for this guy. He's jam up, he's a good ass manager. Give him a call. And I'd been pushing it off. I was kind of scared to go to another dealership. I'd always worked at this one dealership. I had a lot, like the employees there were really good, and they were like real good about like teaching you stuff, helping you out. And it's not like that at a lot of places. It's like feed you to the wolves. Like they'll tell you the wrong thing just to like keep you tied up on something longer so they can make more money.
Yeah, so they can secure their job.
And so like I think I was kind of nervous about that. I wasn't super confident in myself yet working on my own, because like I said, if I had questions, I could always just go ask somebody. So it was like I had that that sense of security. And then like so I just kept putting it off. Well, finally just one day I just had it. I went man down at work, and it was like, you know what, fuck this. And so I hit the service manager up, and he was like, yeah, I got you a spot, come up here and talk to me. And I took like a 3-hour lunch that day and went up there and filled out all my paperwork and everything. Went and took my drug test and everything. I was like, I won't be back for a while, you know what I mean? And he got me on, and I sat down with him. I was like, look, I'm pretty confident that I can fix anything you give me. I just need work. Keep me busy, and I'll make you money. I'll make myself money. This place ain't keeping me busy. I ain't making hours. I'm better. I'm better than the money I'm making at this place. And he was like, well, I can keep you busy. And I was like, all right. So I showed up, and it took like a week or two to get used to just completely different shop setup, different machines, they had stuff in different areas. They did everything way differently. But even like my first like pay period there, I was made like double what I was making at the other place, and it's only gotten better from there. Like, but now it's almost like I work too much,
Right.
And it's not that I work too much. I know I just sometimes I feel like I ain't got time for other stuff.
Right.
But it's good. I do really well. Since I've been there, they keep me like hooked up nonstop. There's time lately I've been working Monday through Saturday, like 7 to 7, 7 to 8, and it's different. Like in the oil field, you work those long hours and you're miserable. Like with this, I enjoy it. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I'm tired, but I enjoy it. I get up every morning. I'm not like I don't want to go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it got to that point. Me with wireline, I loved it, dude. I loved every bit of it. And then just after a while, I think it was just the work we was on was always so repetitive, and it was always so demanding, which is good because it's making money. But at the same time, like those 4 days off didn't last near long enough, and it was another 108-hour week, and then another 90 week the next, which is good. That's money in my pocket, but
yeah,
dude, 4 hours of sleep every night, that don't cut it, man. And I'm still on a shitty sleep routine, honestly, just to this day.
Yeah, so and you do like production and stuff like that. So I worked on the rig obviously, and it was a set schedule. 7 and 7, 14 and 14, and I really like 7 and 7. Everybody complains about 7 and 7. You spend more money. All these like 14 days off this and that. So we start out 7 and 7, and I was eating it up. 7 days is just long enough to where by the time I'm fed up with everybody, it's time to go home.
Yeah.
And 7 days home is just enough that I don't go insane wanting to wanting to get back to it.
Dude, that work to home schedule, you couldn't beat it. That's like, especially when we was on 24s, I loved that shit. We'd work 24 hours on and then have a whole nother day off. Like, dude, you couldn't fucking beat that. That's over half the year off.
Yeah. And it was really nice. It was just like, well, we got to a point where, and I worked in Midland, Texas, essentially the whole time I was in the oil field. So it's a shithole out there. There ain't nothing out there. But we end up switching. Driller and tool pusher end up like wanting to go 14 and 14, and they finally pressed it, and then it got to a point where they pushed it through, and that's when it started going downhill. Like, I was like, I'll try it, but 14 day, by day 7, I'm ready to cut everybody's throat.
Dude, yeah, and especially in fucking Midland, Odessa.
And, like, you're talking, like slave driving, like,
Mm-hmm.
working pits, like, working on pumps, like, swinging sledges, like, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, and you ain't got nothing to do when you get off. You got to go into a trailer that stinks like every other man that's in there, and it's like, it sucked. And it was like 14, like from day 10 always seemed to be the longest day of my life. And it was like, by that point, no one liked anybody. No one wanted to talk to anybody. It was just like, I'm getting through this, and I forget all y'all. And then it's like day 14, you're like, I'm really good friends with my driller at the time. And on day 14, driving home, I didn't want him to talk to me. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I was done with everybody. But
yeah,
and did that. And then like it got to where they were just like just running me ragged all day, every day. I was working derricks, so I had to work, the pits. I had to make sure my chemicals were right. I always had to stay stocked up on that stuff, and that's a full-time job by itself. And then we had they kept getting these worthless like floor hands, and it was like they just wanted me to, instead of telling them to figure it out or get out of there, they just would like, Dakota can do it faster, Dakota can do it. So I was working my pits, doing floor hand stuff. They'd have me even doing like third party stuff, like people they're supposed to be calling out. Like they'd have me cleaning out pit tanks,
Damn.
It was like whatever they could get away with, and they was getting away with it, and I just kind of got fed up with it. I was like, I'm done. And they tried really hard to get me to stay. They offered me an assistant drilling job, and they were trying to get me more pay and stuff. But I was just like, I got to the point where I was like, I don't look forward to any of this. I don't want to be a driller. I don't want to have to sit here and babysit these dumbasses. I don't want to. Nothing is appeasing to me about furthering my career here. I said I did this for the money. I just got out of school. I was working 2 jobs, paying for school, living on my own. So I was like, when he called me, I literally just graduated with my degree. And I was like, yeah, I'm here to stack up some money. And I did. I paid off a bunch of stuff. I built my race car with all that money. And, like, I had fun, but I was done with it. I was ready to go back to mechanicing. And so.
Yeah, I bet, man. Yeah, I think at the end of my wireline career, I was very relieved that it was over. I loved it, but I think it was just because I put so much effort into it, and the experience I gained that I still retain on it. Like, I enjoyed being good at it. I didn't enjoy doing it no more though.
Yeah, I feel that way. Like I was really good at my job. I was really good at my job, but I hated doing my job.
Yeah. And I think the hardest part about letting it go was just because I worked my ass off. I wanted to be that's the whole, like, from my foundation there, I just built up, like, I don't give a fuck if I'm scrubbing wheels, if I'm dieseling trucks, but I'm going to be the fucking best at it.
Yeah.
And I kept that mentality the whole time and moved up. I mean, I didn't move up fast, but I moved up relatively fast. I was always just behind somebody. I was always just kind of a kid to them. They didn't realize. I mean, I've been a fucking adult since I was 18. Like I had adult responsibilities when I was 18. I know what I need to do, but you're gonna give these people this when I'm working for it.
Yeah.
And that always rubbed me sour. So I always have that in the back of my head, like I busted my ass to get to where I was when there was fucking 100 people. They handed it to them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it was I feel you on that deal. Like I was lucky enough when I broke out the first time. So I got out of high school. I tried college. I wasn't passionate about what I was going to school for. So I was like, don't want to go to school. Worked a couple, was working 2 jobs. I just wasn't content. End up doing fueling operations for a frac crew.
Yeah.
Pretty much just filling up frac trucks in between stages.
The most dead end of the oil field jobs you can get.
But
it pays pretty well.
But you're out there the whole time. I slept in a damn semi with the guy for every day until the well was done, and we'd go home for a few hours while they rigged up 100 feet away, and then we'd come back out there and sit out there the whole time. I started out that, and it was cool. The money was good, and I was being smart with my money. I paid off some stuff that I wasn't able to pay off from school, and I was doing good, but I was never home. We'd be home maybe 8 hours a week, and it was I had enough time to sleep and then get up, and it was messing with my relationship, and it was I was I was a party animal back then. I was 18, I had all this money, I couldn't ever go out and do anything with it, and I finally got fed up with it, and that's when I decided to go to the drilling rig.
What do you think about the oil field? Do you miss me being in it? Is that a yes or no?
I don't know what that is.
When Daddy was working a lot.
No, I don't miss it.
You like me being home?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the camera up there and tell them that you're the most important thing, not money. I love you. Go to bed. Give me a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Close that door.
Check you
behind
later.
Dad, can you help me?
What do you need help with?
I accidentally pressed something.
Yeah, in a little bit, baby, after the show's over.
No, I only got 30 minutes.
I'll give you another 30. She said, Sucker, girl. I'm a sucker.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I want boys. I just wear them out. I ain't gotta be a sucker like that.
Yeah, if that would've been a boy, I'd be like, I'm going back to work. You're gonna figure this shit out. You're the man of the house now.
Right.
But, man,
so I went to, but I was lucky enough I got to break out the right way. I worked on a conventional rig throwing tongs, and I had some hard ass old school roughnecks that taught me the right way. But then I came back the second time, and it was a whole different oil field, and I was only out 2 years. It's crazy how much it changed. And it was when I broke out, it was you can't get it, can't stay. You can't figure it out, you ain't supposed to be out here. So my little scrawny ass figured out. I was you remember how small I was in school? I remember I used to have to jump and kick off the drawworks just to get the pipe spinners on the pipe. I was so little. When I started out there, I was 6'2", 150 pounds. But I figured it out because I didn't want my ass ran off.
Yeah.
And then it's when I came out this time, it was damn, you work circles around everybody. I said, I feel like I'm working slow,
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I got my derrick job and whatnot, and I still have to do floor hand stuff. And I'm why aren't these guys doing it? They're getting paid the same as me, or close to it to do this, and you're having me doing it instead. Well, they're slow, this and that. Get rid of their ass. You know what I mean? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Well, we got always worried about getting sued or something. I was man, this is not the oil field I remember.
No,
you know what I mean? But
shit gets weird. They keep bad hands around, and it fucks the good hands.
And that's essentially what burned me out. Between going that 14 and just having to do everybody's job and getting paid the same as everybody. You got me doing stuff that you would pay someone $1,000 plus so much an hour to come out here and do, and you got me doing it for $26 an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
yeah, man.
It just sucked. But.
So I have all these theories and shit now. Now that I have time to think, and I can think for myself and stuff, and not just politics and shit. Which yes, that, I have a question for you. So, like, say, like, as big as corporate is, like, if you went into an interview and you really thoroughly thought about it and you wanted your best interest, like, so, is there a way you'd go about it, like, doing an interview now? Like, if you thought, like, as deep down that tunnel I have, which I guess you wouldn't know how deep that tunnel goes.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you trying to ask?
So, like, here's me thinking, like, trying to protect myself in a corporate America that we live in today. Like, if I'm going in an interview anymore now, like, I plan on, hopefully I can grow this stuff up and this be my job from now on.
Yeah.
But if and it is probably going to happen, I'm probably going to have to get another job and do this on the side. But if I'm going to go into an interview, I think to protect myself the best I can and knowing what asset to a company I can be and what kind of work ethic I have, I think as an individual, my duty to myself is to interview the interviewer as well. Because you have to make sure these people have your best interest too. Like, because at the end of the day, like, these motherfuckers will make you think that you need them and you don't. Because I guarantee you there's another job right around the corner just like it. You have to protect yourself from, like, these people. Because, I mean, once people get power, they'll use it however they want to.
Yep. Yeah, I don't. So I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought about it that much. I can't remember last time I actually had to do an actual interview.
Right.
Between oil field and then working on cars. Like, I haven't really had to do interviews, but you know, I'm definitely due. Whereas when I first started, I was like, whatever I need to do to just get this job, and I don't care about the details. Whereas, like, I'm bigger now on, like, I know what I'm worth, and I want to make sure I'm going to get compensated correctly. And then I do want to, like, get all that out there. Like, how's this set up? How's, like, and insurance. Like, I go in and ask all that stuff, and then I kind of, like, to get an idea, like, what they're expecting as far as a work schedule, like, and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, I do ask questions like that, but I mean, also nowadays, especially with me mechanicking, like,
You're at a good place in your life, bro. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I do. It was a long.
Hopefully, you don't have to worry about that much, and I hope your company sees the asset in you that I think.
And it does. Like I said, this manager I got now, he's like he works his ass off more than, like, he'll be out there, like, if we have an issue, like, he'll come out there and, like, with his polo shirt and nice clothes, and he'll come out there and get dirty with you to get something solved. He goes above and beyond his job. Like, there's nights, like, I'll be staying there late, and he'll still be in his office doing paperwork because he didn't get to do it during the day because he was running around and helping people and stuff. So, with me I got a really good relationship with my manager, and I plan on being here for a while unless we just decide we're going to move somewhere else.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
They treat me pretty good. You know, I get paid well, and the deal is, he also has set up incentives for me that if I work more and I get more hours, I'm compensated that way too. So, like, I work on a flag schedule, so, like, I don't get paid by the hours I work. I get paid by the work I do.
Yeah,
and
honestly, I don't think there's much more you can do that, like, will help you progress than having a objective to do. So
yeah.
if you're gonna be like a piece of shit and just work off basically hours, like, dude, you're gonna ride that shit. Like, most people will. I wouldn't do that because I work to be, like, better than the next person.
For sure.
After a while, that burns you out because, like, you're not getting compensated for doing twice the work the whole time. Yeah,
and so it has its up and down. Like, when it's slow, I could want to work, but there ain't nothing to work on. Right. But for the most part, this place stays busy enough, and there's more work than I can do. So it's nice. But so they got it set up. So I get paid flag. So for an example, you say you come in and your truck needs a clutch, like GM or whatever brand vehicle says it takes this long to do that. So whether it takes me 30 minutes to do that or 2 weeks to do that, I'm only getting paid this set amount. And so we don't really get overtime because of that. It's kind of just straight. But at this place, they're good about if I get over so many hours, my pay gets bumped $1 an hour for all of my hours, not just the hours after that point. So, say I make 82 hours, I get paid an extra $1 an hour for all 82 of those hours.
Nice.
And then, so if I get over a certain more, my pay gets bumped even more. So there's a lot of incentive there to do better, and it's a real good work environment. A lot of people are like, it's a big corporate business, you're not gonna like it, but I'm like, dude, I'm kicking ass. I'm making just as much money as I was in the oil field. Now I do work more, obviously. I'm not on a 2-and-2 schedule, but I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm home every night, and I can schedule off, and if I want to be gone for something, I can be gone.
Yeah,
so.
They probably don't make you feel super guilty for taking off either.
Yeah, and it's really cool because I'm flag. I'm supposed to be there from 8 to 5. Obviously, that's the time they want me there, and I get a lunch. But it's a really open schedule because it's all based on productivity. So I can, if I have an emergency and I need to leave, like I can be gone an hour and a half, and I don't have to clock in or out, or I can shoot my manager a message, be like, hey, I'm gonna be out for an hour, so I gotta take care of this, and it's no big deal. Especially with me because I work more than I'm supposed to anyway, so it's so it's really nice because if I need like maintenance at the house, I live just down the street, so I can run home and hang out for an hour while maintenance is fixing something on the house, and it's not a big deal. I can come back, and I can still, even if I miss like 2 hours in my 8-hour day, there's still a chance to make way more money than that anyways. But so it's cool. I really like the gig. It's nice. It's pretty cool deal. I definitely enjoy it.
I'm glad, man.
I'm so busy. Like, I feel bad because I don't ever hang out or talk to anybody, and it's like, not that I don't want to. I don't even like talk to like Jaylene sometimes when I live with her. It's like how busy I am.
I understand, man. I've got a busy schedule too. Just homeschool, man. That shit drains the fuck out of me.
For sure.
But yeah.
For sure, but
I'm glad you're staying busy and you're doing what you love. That's all that matters to me.
I've been kind of procrastinating. So I've done my little side gigs there where I like have my own little side hustle, and then I was flipping cars for a while and whatnot. But I really need to buckle down and just get my own shop. Essentially, that'd be nice, just to have my own business.
Oh, for sure.
But I think I'm gonna start working more towards that here pretty soon. It's just I've been so busy with work, I haven't had time to do anything on my own. So but hopefully soon within a year or two, have my own shop going, be able to work for myself.
That'd be awesome, man.
That's the goal. That and race cars and make money. It's the dream.
Fucking A.
Race cars and build cars and fix cars.
Cars go fast. Burns.
It's what I'm into. Gets my blood pumping.
Hell yeah.
But working, man. When I get a chance, I try to do something, try to see somebody. I actually went and seen Aaron a couple weekends ago, and I didn't realize it until I got there that it had been almost 2 years since I hung out with him.
God, it ain't been that long.
I think it's maybe not 2 years, but it's been over a year.
I don't know. Whenever when we was all together that one time?
I think I've been there once since then. I don't know, man.
As I say, I don't think that's been 2 years. It may have been though.
It's been over a year for sure. It's been about a year and a half.
Damn it.
And it's crazy. I see James a lot more, but that's because he's always rodeoing, and occasionally I like to jump on a bull, so I'll find him. Then he comes up and sees me. He actually came and dropped off his car today at my house so I could work on it. A little red, little Escort.
I didn't even know he still had it. I thought he had a truck.
He does have a truck. He's still got old red though.
Hell yeah.
But and then I try to see people when I can.
Yeah, man. Being an adult's hard.
It does. It sucks. You're always like, you want to see people, and you always feel like.
But we also, we all have to understand we all have lives too, and shit ain't cupcakes and rainbows. Shit don't always work out for everybody.
For reals. But as long as everybody knows, I'm there when it matters. I'll definitely be there. So, but it's nice. It's good. Get to
Good.
come hang out,
I'm
podcast
glad
it
you
up.
actually got to come be on the show.
It was
Glad.
it was sketchy. Work was trying to keep me. I was finishing up some stuff. Had some catastrophic failures. Trying to hurry. And we got it all taken care of.
Yeah,
We
you're
got
here.
down here.
You made it. That's all that matters.
We made it. Made it. It's been fun. I ain't never done nothing like this. It's pretty cool.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I've been on camera, but not like talking and stuff.
You've been on cops running. No, just kidding.
Maybe. I don't know.
He said, "Did I make it?"
Maybe. I've been in a
Live
couple
TV?
jailbirds. They hang up on the wall. They're my mom's accomplishments for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Heck yeah, man.
Let's wrap her up there, and I think we got a good show for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Leave any comments, any concerns, anything you want to see on the next show. All right, man. Y'all have a good night.